Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the most hyped up LEGO Star Wars sets of 2024, being 75388 Jedi Bob Starfighter. This set will be releasing on August 1st with 305 pieces and a retail price of $40 US. Now Jedi Bob, one of the most legendary minifigures of all time. If you don't know who he is, all the way back in 2002, a little set came out being 7163 Republic Gunship, and that set was based off of the scene in episode 2 where the Jedis are fighting in the Geonosian Temple and all the gunships come to the rescue. And in that scene, there are just so many different unnamed Jedis on screen everywhere that LEGO just decided to throw in an unnamed Jedi into this set. And his official title is actually just Jedi Knight in the set, but then fast forward 7 years to the 2009 LEGO Star Wars Visual Dictionary. Within that book, he was just randomly given the name Jedi Bob. And ever since then, his name has just been called Jedi Bob, and he has been a staple and sort of a meme within the LEGO Star Wars community. And then fast forward 15 more years, today in 2024, we are getting a show called Rebuild the Galaxy, which is basically going to be a show where a kid finds a Jedi holocron and it just alters reality in Star Wars. And the creators of this show are actually using this as an excuse, or just a reason, I guess, to bring back Jedi Bob. And then 22 years later, after the gunship released, we finally have him again in his own official set. And that pretty much explains why this set you're seeing here even exists. Now on the back of the box, you're going to find another render of the Starfighter, as well as all of the different play features. And then actually opening up the box and digging in, on the inside you're going to find 4 separately numbered bags, as well as this loose white plate right here, and then your instruction manual and a sticker sheet. The first figure we have up here is called an Akbar Trooper. It's a bit of a weird looking figure. It's literally just a Mon Calamari head on top of a Phase 1 Clone Trooper body. I mean, there's literally nothing else to say. That's exactly what it is. It's pretty weird, but in the trailer of the show we see a lot of weird stuff happening, so I guess it makes sense. And then next up here we have Servo, or SRVO, and he just appears to be a modified or custom gonk droid. Not a whole lot going on here, but I like his blue and gray color scheme, and it's always nice to get unique droids. And then last, and certainly not least, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Jedi Bob, and he is almost exactly the same as the original one that came out in 2002, although as you can see here, this is not his original face print. This is actually a new face print, and he has a double-sided head, with the second face being his original classic one. And also his torso on the new one is light gray compared to the dark gray of the old one. Unfortunately, I don't own the old one, but there is this picture that Brickset put out on Instagram that compares the two, and as you can see, the old one is a bit of a darker gray compared to the newer one, which is light bluish gray, and that combined with this double-sided face print technically makes this one an exclusive and separate figure. Now this minifigure lineup is very simple, but honestly it also is pretty intriguing, not only because of obviously Jedi Bob, but I think the Akbar Trooper is pretty cool as well, and it's really nice to see a unique gonk droid. I don't know if we've ever gotten a sort of custom or modified gonk droid before, although I do think for $40 it does feel like 3 figures isn't quite enough, although I can't really critique it because I haven't seen the show yet, so I don't know what else they could have added. All I can really say is that an extra Akbar Trooper might have been nice. Anyways, moving on to the actual Starfighter itself, I have to say I really like how it looks for the most part. I think a solid red and white colorway was the best option, and I love the patterns on the ship with the red and white stripes, but actually digging into the nitty-gritty details on the front here, there is going to be a sticker, as well as another sticker right in the middle, and then a third sticker right in front of the cockpit. Now the stickered piece in the middle can actually pop off, and then on the inside you're going to find a little storage area with a carton of blue milk as well as a banana. And then moving on to the back here, you're going to have some gray mixed in with stickers on either side that I think for the most part looks pretty good. As you can tell, they are supposed to be like continuous stickers, so obviously there's a gap between them, but it's not super noticeable, and I think the gray goes pretty well with the red and the white. And then also the area built around his cockpit looks good with the fin on the back and then the red pieces wrapping around it. It's a pretty cool looking technique, and I think they did a good job. And then the cockpit can very easily open, where you're going to find a printed control panel with a pink brick showing underneath that. As some of you might know, the LEGO Star Wars design team often tries to hide pink bricks in Star Wars sets for fun, and they put a few pink bricks in this set, although as you can see here, one of them is kind of showing through the cockpit. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not, but here it is. But anyways, then you can sit Jedi Bob in the cockpit. His cape kind of prevents him from sitting down on the studs, so I kind of just sit him in here without attaching him in, and then you can just fold the hatch back down and it's ready to go. And then right down from the cockpit, you're going to have the massive laser cannons on either side of the ship, and this is actually where my only problem with this set comes from, and it's just that I think these cannons on the side just look a bit awkward. They're kind of just thrown on there and they sort of mess up the sleekness of the Starfighter, especially when you're looking at it straight down. It just looks kind of awkward, and I think if they were maybe shorter, or if there were some like fins on the back here like on the Anakin's custom Jedi Starfighter, Starfighter from 2015, it would have helped a lot, just something to complement the cannons on the back. But since there's nothing, it just looks kind of awkward, and that's really my main complaint with this Starfighter. But with that being said, you might have noticed that underneath the two cannons, there are spring-loaded shooters on each side that you can fire as you please. And then on the very back here, you're going to find 3 engines that are sort of in this staggered position. They're very simple, but I think they look pretty cool. Flipping the set over, on the bottom side, you're going to find how the wings are connected and how they're able to hold that angle. And then you're also going to find 2 clips, one where you can put Jedi Bob's lightsaber, and then another clip to hold an extra spring-loaded shooter if you want to do that. And then right in front of the clips, there's going to be this little piece of landing gear that folds down, and it just ever so slightly holds the big engines on the front up. As you can see here, it's doing just a little bit. And then also in the very back, there are these few slope pieces that are acting as landing gear as well. Now, speaking of the big engines on front, I think they look really cool. They're pretty tricky to get on camera, but they definitely add a lot of character, and I like how they're sort of inspired by the engines on Anakin's custom Jedi Starfighter from 2015. Now, would I recommend this set to you for $40 US? And well, yes, actually. And honestly, even if I said no, that probably wouldn't stop anyone. I think everyone's gonna want to get their hands on this because the Starfighter looks pretty cool, and obviously because it's Jedi Bob. I mean, he's extremely legendary and everyone wants to get their hands on him. And despite it not feeling like it's quite worth $40 because it might be missing an extra Akbar trooper, I still think lots and lots of people are gonna get this set. And again, speaking of the price, the actual Starfighter itself does really feel like it's worth $40. I just think the minifigure lineup is the only thing that's lacking. But at the same time, I haven't seen the show yet, so I don't really know what else they could or should add, so I don't really want to count that against it too much. Although what I will count against it is those 2 large cannons on the side. Again, I just think they look a bit awkward, and I think there should be something to complement them. So because of that, I'm feeling a pretty generous 9.1 out of 10. So far, I do think this is the best Rebuild the Galaxy set, just right ahead of the Millennium Falcon, which I actually gave a 9 out of 10. I haven't gotten the X-Wing and TIE Fighter set yet, but honestly, based off the product images, I think that one's probably going to be the worst of the 3. So again, I think this one is the best, just ever so slightly ahead of the Falcon. And again, my main gripe with it is just the big cannons on the sides. Let me know what you guys think about this set down in the comments below. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you want to check out more of my videos, you see them on the end screen right now.